my name is Bill Bradley. I'm an extreme endurance athlete. The topic of today's video is sometimes you have to think of something worse to get you out the door. So I'm up in northern Minnesota, right on the Canadian border, International Falls, the coldest spot in the continental US and the coldest time of the year. And I'm getting ready. I got the Arrowhead 135 coming up in about 10 days. No, more, I don't know, maybe 12 days, something like that. Anyway, I got a 2 hour and 15 minute sled pull down the trail this morning, and yesterday was a day off. A lot of times after my days off, rest days, it's hard to get your momentum back. You know, it's very hard to get your momentum back. But one strategy I used, and I used today, was, 'cause it's not super cold, it's in the 20s, but there is a wind blowing, and so that makes it colder. So it's always freaking cold here, one way or another. But to get myself out the door, I thought, you know, a lot of times I'll like think of something worse if I had to do that, and then it makes what you got to do right now seem, wow, that's easier. So this morning I was going like, okay, what would I hate doing worse than, you know, as I'm trying to get my momentum back going down this trail in the cold. You know, these are all workouts I'm doing by myself, so you know, you don't have that, because if you can get a buddy, that always helps with getting you out the door too. But when you're doing it by yourself, I got to use a lot of strategies. And so this morning I just said, okay, what would I hate worse than going out on kind of a cold, blustery trail? I would hate if I had to jump in San Francisco Bay on a cold, windy morning in the winter. And I've had to do that. And especially if you're swimming by yourself, you could stare at that water for a long time. I'm talking no wetsuit. These are my buddies down at the South End Club. Those guys are tough. They're tough. And so anyway, so I thought of that. I remember one particular time under the Bay Bridge, we were getting ready to jump in, and this was a group one. And so I did have the pressure of the group on that, which obviously helped. But I remember the wind. I don't know, that's a visual I was getting in my head. It was in the winter, and the wind was blowing, and the water was choppy, and we were in jackets before we had to jump in. And I thought, it was like, you strip down your Speedo and you're walking across this boat, and it's like, it seems insane. And then you jump in and you start, you know, and actually the water, turns out it's warmer than the air in those situations. It was like in the 50s and the air was in the 40s. But I thought of that this morning. I said, we're in about 2 or 3 layers and going down the trail for a couple hours. Doesn't seem that bad compared to jumping in the bay on a really cold winter choppy morning. Choppy water morning in San Francisco. So think of something worse. Go, God, it could be worse. I could be doing this right now. And so if I get cold, I'm putting on an extra jacket. You don't have that opportunity in the bay. They do not go, hey, can I throw you a jacket? No, you just freaking keep swimming, and sometimes you are shivering out there. And this is, you know, so I'm getting out because I thought of something that I would rather, that I would want to do that would be worse than what I'm doing today. And that motivated me to get my butt out the door and get started on my 2 hour and 15 minute sled pull in northern Minnesota in the coldest spot in America in the coldest time of the year. Eye of the tiger. If you're interested in contacting me, you can email me at epicbillbradley@gmail.com. Thank you very much.